All right, and so up next, we got another bantamweight bout. It seems like they're dominating this card for sure. This one is between Ricky Simon and El Tigre. I believe his name is said Gaetano Pirrello.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Gaetano Pirrello, yeah.
All right, and yeah, all right. And so, this fight, it was supposed to be on Fight Island 7, rescheduled to Fight Island 8. So, we're looking forward to this one. Ricky Simon, now that's a nice prospect. He's 16-3 record. 4-2 in the UFC. We last saw him fight in May of 2020, where he beat Ray Bork by decision. He was coming off of 2 back-to-back losses against Uriah Faber and Rob Font, which are obviously no joke of fights either, right? And so, this is a guy, he's looking to move into that top 10 into this division for sure. On the flip side, we got El Tigre making his UFC debut on Wednesday. He has a 15-5-1 record in all kinds of European leagues. I mean, I would love to see what the European Beatdown entails, but it seems like that's one he fights pretty often. And so, I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings to the table here and if he can handle what Ricky Simon kind of brings to the table.
Yeah, so I mean, for me, I it's hard to call this guy a prospect. You kind of just said the names themselves. It's he does maybe not have as many fights as some of the other guys, but the guy is a veteran, MMA veteran, if you will. I do have to say, he beat guys like Tivolishi back in the day. Like, these guys are all becoming big prospects now. Like, he lost to Rob Font. Rob Font's amazing comeback against Marlon Moraes was no joke. The loss against Faber was probably the biggest setback, but I think when you really look at the caliber of fighters that he's taken on, this is an interesting fight, because when we look at Pirrello, he's kind of that classic European striker. We're seeing a few of them come into the UFC a bit more. Our boy Giga has shown a lot of good ground defense. Like, he's been able to grapple pretty well with the guys they've put in front of him so far. I think that might be something he's going to prove later in his fights. But again, Ilia Topuria, same thing. Beautiful grappler, was able to kind of expose that with a beautiful guy like, Yusuf Zalal. So we're kind of looking at guys, seeing if they can bring that all-around MMA game to the North American crowd, And I think this is another example of that. This is a tough fight for him. I think he's fighting a guy who's taken on the best UFC has to offer in this weight class. So that's where I just think, in terms of, UFC, debut against a guy like this, tough call.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see the line landing on this one?
Yeah, like nine fights in 5 years, 7-2 record. I got to give Simon the favorite. I'm hoping it's not an astronomical line, because, I just didn't put it that high, but I'm going to go with the final answer of -250.
So 100 basis points higher. He did open at a -350 favorite.
Yeah, these guys are just rolling. I don't disagree with that line at all.
Yeah,
in fact,
there's some huge favorites in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's a -334 currently, +250 on Pirrello here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That kind of lines up with the analysis there. I just think if this fight goes to the ground, it's party done, I believe.
Yeah, honestly, in terms of the big favorites on this card, this one probably makes me feel, the most confident in for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That wraps up UFC Fight Island 8. Make sure you hit that subscribe, hit that bell button. All our information's below: Instagram, Twitter. Give us a follow, like, subscribe, shoot us comments, whatever you need. Anything else you want to plug here, Suraj?
I mean, plenty of dogs on this card, so it might not be as exciting as some of the picks that we released for the upcoming card on Saturday, but keep an eye out. This card is a lot of fun fights. Forget the gambling stuff. This is a very fun card to watch. You got 2 contenders, headlining, and like Pi said, follow. We got plenty of MMA stuff coming out, and as always, man, it's always a pleasure, man. Love doing this shit with you. Can't wait to keep going.
Likewise, brother. And yeah, like you said, man, we get this on a Wednesday. It's a real treat. We're going to have to sacrifice watching the challenge that night. But, we get a nice UFC treat on a Wednesday. So enjoy it. And yeah, always a pleasure, brother.
My man, take it easy. Peace.
Later.